Welcome to the Empower Me Show with Pam Bright. This show is all about honoring you as a spiritual being, having a human experience. You are here for a reason, and it's no mistake that you are here on Earth right now. Spirit has guided you to this very moment in time, so you could hear the messages Pam is about to share with you. She is a multidimensional healer, light language channel, transformation coach, wife and mother, committed to helping you discover the tools and practices to empower you to live the best life you can. You get to choose the spirit path you take. You can connect to the spiritual guidance already all around you. Get ready to live a fully empowered life. This is the Empower Me Show.
Welcome back to another episode of the Empower Me Show. My name is Pam Bright, and I'm your hostess for this program. I'm here every single Thursday from noon to 1 Pacific time. Welcome those of you who have been joining me weekly or often. I will say that, often. Many of you come live, others of you tune in after the fact, and it's awesome that we have the ability to do that in 2024, to just tune in to live streams whenever it works for us. So that is great. I also wanted to say thank you to those of you who are tuning in from what we call abroad or across the country internationally, because I know that we do have international people who like to join us. So thank you very much for that. I really appreciate you tuning in to find out more about your own spiritual path today and always. So this is the moment for you to take control of your own destiny, whatever that looks like for you. And today we're going to explore what that looks like as far as next steps for you, where you've been, healing that you know needs to happen, questions that you have, inquiries that you have, concerns that you have, anything about the spiritual journey that you have questions about or need some guidance on. I am here for you to give you tools, tips, and techniques that may assist you in your path. I'm also going to share with you about my own path that has been opening for many, many years now. And that has really been so juicy and so amazing to look back at where I came from and where I am today. Because there's been a lot of growth and a lot of changes, and I can't wait to share those with you. So before we get going, as I always like to do at the first part of the program, is to get us grounded into this moment, releasing anything that's in the way of you really being present to this moment in time that we're in right now. So as you're listening to my voice, as you're watching me on the screen, whatever you're doing, just go ahead and pause for a moment. Just pause, feel your body. You might even want to put your hands right here on your body. And take a deep breath, as deep as you can, in to your lungs. And as you do that, you feel that breath filling up your torso. And you can imagine or even know and feel that that breath is actually going through every part of your body system, in every system within the body system as a whole. Feel how interconnected everything is, and how the breath assists every part of you in creating relationship with the other parts. So as you do this connecting, I want you to also bring in some light energy. Whether you imagine it as a flame on a candle, or you imagine the sun as the sun is shining down on you, Or maybe it's night and you're imagining the moon beams coming down. Or maybe you're seeing the stars that are out millions and millions of miles away that are still shining. And you're seeing that light come in. Maybe that's a little etheric for you, and all you can imagine is your light in your room, whatever room you're in, from the light bulb. That's okay. It's light. The light has intelligence, and when you connect to it, it will connect to you simply by your intention to connect. So as you do this, I'm going to bring in some beautiful energetics through my voice. And those energetics will speak to all of the different parts of you that are wanting to connect now. Some call this light language. Others call it angelic tones. Others even call it toning. When it comes through my being as Pam Bright, we call it bright language because it is bright. And it is the language of the soul. And so we connect in with our breath. We thank the breath for giving us everything we need. We ask the divine now to enter into this space. Ena tata ne kesa na kiche na maki bubu ne chia. Ode na seta na maki daba nde sundu baba yeche da baba ne siya. Creator of all that is, the one who lives and breathes within all things. I now thank you for my life. I thank you for this moment, and I ask for your assistance in connecting with every part of myself as a human being and every part of myself as a spiritual being. And I ask that they connect together in a partnership of unity and honoring. Ela teta isena makia una makichera baba inte sumba. E kuba ba te kine mamaikia ambabaite ba. Ia mamai tutu mashine mamai Yesua. Ke utata pa ne sutamaki mbeje di de nua. So as you hear these tones that are coming in, as I said, it has an intelligence within it that speaks to every cell, every fiber of my being. This also is speaking to you and your being, your physicality, as well as your auric field, as well as your emotional and spiritual and mental bodies. Ela te ta te namatiki baba nese namakia uke baba shena mayele tutu asanamaki te ba e umbaya tu baba inama ye ua e umbaba ye kola pata nesu baba ye ki o te baba ne kana mama. The Earth Mother just came in just now as I said mama, and I am wearing my free Hugs from Mama Bear sweatshirt for you today. We thank the Mama Bear for coming in. Elutu damana seki baba yeki mama iya kutapahitu sana na ye. Thank you, Mama Bear. Thank you, Earth Mother Gaia. I thank you, star beings and galactic beings from every corner of this universe and beyond, the great central sun, going into that portal, and into that intelligence of those universes that want to speak to us from those planets. I don't even have names for you, but I know you exist. You've shown me, you've told me about you. So thank you. I'm open and ready to receive your names whenever you want to give those to me so that I can share them with those that are listening. Esarabat neki papa de supa neku papa. Ika namaka ite papa. Ne nanaya satapa iki ki. Ute na sanaite na mai. De sanakia nakata. Ah. All right. So I just started tapping my heart space. So you might want to do that as well as you. So just a confirmation that you're receiving all of the information through light language that you are receiving now. All of the information that your cells and your bones and your muscle tissue and your blood and all the parts of you can receive now. And when you're ready, you can just kind of shift your body weight a little bit if you're sitting down. Maybe move your shoulders a bit. Maybe shake off anything that's in the way of you being present right now. You can do a little tapping if you feel like you need to come back into your body a little bit more. Esa tapaki imeki upupu ne sanamai. Hey, all right, welcome back. Hello, hello, hello. And as I say that, I'm looking and seeing we have our little friend here. This little friend tends to come whenever I do transmissions. It's very interesting. I don't know who you are, but thank you. I think it's like a guardian spirit that likes to be right by my side in the background, just kind of watching and being with us whenever we do this show. So thank you very much for being here. Many blessings to you. So I have my handy selenite here. It's my kind of my grounding rod. And what I know is that each of us has what's called a pillar of light, or some know it as the tube of light or the channel of light that goes in the spine and connects us to all the way from the bottom of the spine, all the way up every chakra, all the way up. And I see it as going out the top of my head. So you can imagine that this is placed right here in the center of me, right in my spine. And that light is really it's like a grounding rod that keeps me connected to heaven, what I call heaven, or the beyond, the stars and the moon and the sun and the clouds and the trees and the galactic beings from every dimension. And then it comes down into my physicality, and then it goes all the way down and connects me into the middle of the earth and all of the creatures that are on this earth and within the earth. That includes the oceans, the streams, the rivers, all of this essence of who we are. And then if you imagine that even beyond, if you were to go beyond our earth, right, that connects again to all of space. So this is yours. This is mine, available to us to connect to. And we are so many beings that are watching and supporting us. It's really beautiful. So let's get started, shall we? Today, I want to talk about not only be available to you for healing and questions and coaching and guidance, but also share with you a little bit about my story and where I have been in my life and what tools have helped me to be the woman that you see before you today. So we're going to get started with one of my favorite things to do, which is decks of cards. So we have the Lightworker Oracle deck. We have Whispers of Healing. And we have the beautiful Power Thought cards from Louise Hay. So I'm just going to intuitively pick, just kind of to get started with that, to see where we're at collectively as a species, for those of you who are listening, and those of you who will listen. And then know that I am available if you want a card for yourself. And the way to find that, to get that live, is you call 1-800-930-2819 if you're by a phone. If you need to type in the chat, you can do it that way as well at transformationtalkradio.com. You can also go to the transformationnetwork.com, and I believe when that comes up and you see this on your screen, that you can type in the chat. It'll have a chat line insignia on there somewhere. I haven't actually done it myself, so I don't know, but that's what I'm told, is that's available to you so that you can type in if you want to just type in. Also, you might be on Facebook. That's another way to connect in. You might just type in the comments. And I have a beautiful producer behind the scenes who's able to check in to see if you're typing in, to be able to ask questions or get guidance at any time today. Okay? All right, so I am guided to do the Lightworkers Oracle deck right now. So I'm going to do that. And I want you to think about a question or a comment or a thought or a challenge that you have going on in your life right now. You might also ask your guides, whatever guides you work with, even if you don't know who they are, to work with the cards to give you what you need. So I'm going to simply go here and I'm going to intuitively pick from the collective. And I ask my guidance, please, to show my hand, the perfect first card for our people today, with whatever they're going through, whatever their needs are. Okay, right there. All right, so let's see what we have. Oh, we have reassurance of the golden light. Oh, beautiful. So this beautiful woman looks like she's praying, and her higher self or her God self is here. I'm going to show you there. I don't know if you can see that, but she actually has this beautiful aura around her, right in here. This is her higher self or God self with the beautiful light around her. And you can tell she's praying there. And she's looking at the golden light that's through this being and connecting to it. So, all right, so let's bring in the golden light, shall we? Let's bring in the golden light for us. And again, you can picture whatever wants to come in for you. You might not be a person that necessarily sees, but you might feel something happening within your body. You might get a tingling sensation, or hot and cold, or something will happen physically for you. You might also hear something that, rings in your ears, or, speaks sweet nothings in your ear. I don't know. People have different ways of receiving psychic and spiritual information. So we're going to connect in now to the golden light. We ask this beautiful gold that exists within nature. It actually exists in the stars. It exists in the sun and the moon. It exists in my gold ring. It exists, when you think of yellow, you can think of gold sprinkled within that beautiful yellow color. And imagine that in front of you is a ball of light that is gold color. And you might even see or feel or have a sensation that there are beams of light that are going out from this ball of light. And as you see those beams, you don't even know where they come from, but they're coming, seems like, from every direction. And this gold is emanating outward from this ball. And it might be small, might be really big, might be close to you, might be far away. Whatever you're seeing or feeling or sensing is perfect. But just connect in now to that gold. We ask this gold now to come into the consciousness of every single person that's connecting to this broadcast. Desi upapa ite tu mama te kia. Unehida ba de ita papa. Ke ita ta papa. Ke ita papa papa. And I'm getting very much angelic gold that's coming in now. Ela tata yiki papa yeterai na se na na se na sana yeki kana se ya papa papa. We ask this gold now to inform every single part of us what it is that we are to receive today. What do we get to be reassured about today? This is the reassurance of the golden light. So what does the gold represent for you? Many times gold represents receiving, and silver represents giving. So bring that gold inside of you. Gold might represent money or abundance for you. That's often a way that we receive gold. We might be receiving gold as sustenance for our well-being. We might want to bring that gold into some problem areas in our bodies. Anything that's hurting in our muscle tissue or our organs, we might bring that gold right into that. So I went right away to the organs, the digestive tract. So there may be some of you that are dealing with digestive issues right now. So I invite you to bring that gold right into that digestive area in your body and ask that gold to inform you about what's going on, maybe give you a remedy for alleviating the pain and the suffering in there, the difficulty with releasing and letting go. Okay, I'm also seeing that gold go right here into the third eye. So if you are listening to this and you are able to focus on your third eye, you might just tap that third eye a little bit, which is the place in between the eyebrows. This opens up your psychic sight, your ability to see beyond the physical into those areas that you want more understanding, you want more support, you want more healing. Nasabadekia baba ida baba yay. We now ask that psychic eye to open fully. Okay, and some of you have that third eye actually cloaked. And so imagine that you, because you are a sovereign being, can actually go and take off that covering of that third eye that is in the way of your seeing. So it's a filmy kind of covering, like plastic or like Tupperware, that kind of feeling of that plastic container. Or it might be hard. You might feel it like it's sticky, or something that's really, really hard. Whatever it feels like, just go ahead and use your fingers and just peel it off of that psychic eye and just flick it away. And as you flick it away, the guardians of the galaxy will just take it away and transform it into its next incarnation. We now ask this third eye, this psychic eye, to open so that all that need to see, feel, or know what is next for them in their consciousness will be shown and known. It will be known now. All right, so now you have this gold, this beautiful gold, and you can bring that ball of gold light now right into your physical body. Just pull it in, just pull it in, pull it in, pull it in until it's totally inside of you. Say thank you for being here, and then you can ask it to expand to include your whole vessel. Your arms and your fingers, your legs and your feet, all of your organs, your chest and your thighs, your stomach, every part of you. Thank you, gold. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, and we're back. We're back. All right, so again, if you want more of that, you want that connection with the divine, or you're like, I really would like to know what so-and-so said about what I'm going through, right? Maybe you want a message from your guides, you can ask. You can use me as that person to bring it in for you. This would be the place to do it. At 1-800-930-2819, or you can call in, you can write in to Transformation Talk Radio and chat in the chat line to ask your question or ask for guidance, whatever you need. So I'm going to share with you some of the things that I've done in my life and some of the ways that I have been opening to who I am. The first place that I really got opened, I would say, was through the group Alcoholics Anonymous. Years ago, in the 80s, in the early 80s, I was introduced to this amazing 12-step group of Alcoholics Anonymous. And at the time, I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready to stop drinking. I wasn't ready to stop drugging. I didn't even know if I wanted it. I didn't even know what to look for. I was afraid. But something inside of me, when I sat in that very first AA meeting, got sparked. Something sparked within me. I don't know exactly what it was, but something felt different than any other way that I'd been living. So I sat in that meeting and I looked at the wall, and the wall had the 12 steps of recovery on it. And I didn't really understand any of it, but there were two things that really stood out to me. The first one was the very first step. Now, I was addicted to drugs and alcohol, but I was also addicted to sex. I was addicted to anger. I was addicted to rebellion. I was addicted to be a victim. I was addicted to my teenagehood, if you will. My teenagehood really was like, screw you. I have all the answers and I don't need you. Right. So that was my world. But something within the very first step, which said that I was powerless and my life was unmanageable. Those two things stood out to me. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm, oh yeah, I do feel powerless. And yes, my life is definitely unmanageable. Now what? Then I looked down a little further, and the third step talked about being willing, being willing to have something outside of myself restore me to sanity. That was the second step, restoring me to sanity. Okay, I didn't think that I was insane, but sanity? That'd be kind of interesting, different concept, right? Then I went down to the third step, and the third step talked about being willing to have the God of my understanding take care of me and my life. What? What? First of all, did God even want me? Uh, Second of all, what did that look like? Third of all, um, now what? Right? It seemed like a huge order, huge thing for me to even take on. But something, as I said, something inside of me shifted at that moment when I looked at those words on that board. And again, years later, I actually was able to get clean and sober, and I was able to take on this program of recovery. But I had to start somewhere. So that's where I started, was being introduced to this new way of life that was calling me. And so that was the beginning. And years later, here I am, and this is what, 2024. So I got so clean and sober finally without ever using again in 1990. So that's what, 34 years later, something like that. Then this little book came along because I also, along with that recovery from alcoholism, and then believe me, this is not a preaching to you. This is not about you got to do this. This is simply sharing my own story. Then I realized, you know what? I love people that are in recovery, and I don't want to save them. They've got their own life and they need to work on themselves. So I need to find a way for me to get back to me, them to have themselves, and then be able to have a world that works. So I found this little book called The Language of Letting Go by Melody Beatty. She talks a lot about this concept called codependency. What in the world is that? I don't know. I had no idea. I don't know. But that's something you can look up yourself and see where it fits for you. But this one, I'm going to read to you from today because today is April 4th, and each day has a different message. This is called Negotiating Conflicts. How many of you have conflicts in your life? Negotiating? What? Well, it talks about problems and conflicts are part of life and relationships. And that negotiation skills are important to have. All right, how do we get those? Well, you get support. That's a big part of my process, and a big part of what I share with you is that make sure that you get support, right? And definitely let go of anything that's in the way of that support. To negotiate problems, we must be willing to identify the problem. How many of you don't identify the problem? Or you think the problem's out there. They did it to me. It's all their fault. If they would just change, then I'd be better. And we don't take responsibility for who we are and what we're doing, right? How well does that work? Not very well. Well, this little book here and Alcoholics Anonymous and Al-Anon, which is another great program, another 12-step program that works amazing, is Al-Anon. All of these different, what we call 12-step programs, are based on the work of Bill and Bob Wilson that created this program in the 1930s to help men, specifically men, that were needing to be in recovery, needing to stop drinking because it was killing them and it was ruining their families, right? They started this program. Well, now today, there are so many different programs that follow the 12 steps. They even have a book called 12 Steps for Everyone. So if you're interested in that, I definitely recommend that you look that up because it will give you insight into a new way of being around the things that you've thought were just, I just got to suck it up and deal with it, right? Life is, a problem. I feel like I'm victimized. I feel like nobody's listening. I feel like I have no solutions. Well, the 12-step recovery world is a place that you can start and receive information and help. Okay. Another great place that I found works amazing is through creativity and art. This is called The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. And this little ditty I actually found in my early recovery too. And The Artist's Way is a spiritual path to higher creativity. And the whole book is dedicated to opening to that spark inside each of us that wants a way to express our inner world to the outside. We can do it through writing. We can do that through coloring. We can do that through painting or songs, through our voices, through instruments, through prayer and meditation, right? All kinds of ways for us to open to who we are. And that's definitely been another book that has been opening me up to who I am as a creative soul, being able to express from my insides out. Because that's really all I've ever wanted from the time I was a little girl. I wanted to just play. I wanted to just express. I wanted to sing and dance and roll around on the ground and do somersaults and swim and bike and, do all the things, play all the games, do everything that I possibly could to just express from the inside out. And so in my adult years, that's what I've gotten to do, is to learn how to express myself from the inside out. If this is something that inspires you right now as you're listening to this and you want to learn how to express from the inside out and you want support, please call me. Please email me you can email me at the Empower Me Show, or you can go to pam@brightbutterflynetwork.com and I will set you up to assist you with the next steps for your life and your journey. If you want a card today or you want a healing today, you want some bright language, you call the numbers on your screen. So you can call in. I'd love to talk to you. We still have some time left to do that. If you want to be in a group and you want a program, we're creating a beautiful program that's going to be coming up really soon, hopefully by the end of this summer, maybe even sooner than that, called the Full Body System Wellness Program. That's going to assist you as well to really balance your life in a way that maybe you never have. Maybe you've had pieces that you're like, okay, yeah, I'm starting to feel like I'm in control of this part of my life, but this part of my life over here, not so much. Well, the Full Body System Wellness Program can assist you in kind of really taking inventory of what is going on. First of all, that's the first step, is looking and taking inventory of your life. Then going, what's really important to me? What if I could create my life in a way that I had power over every single part of it, right? And believe me, I don't have power by myself. I mean, I have some, right? I use my power, but then I use all the spiritual energies that I keep talking about, that I keep pulling in, so that I have collected the power and I use it cooperatively. Then I've got massive power available to me at all times. If that's something that excites you and that's something that interests you, then again, contact me and say, I want to be in your program. Okay. Then we'll get you set up with that. We're starting to gather names right now to be able to put on a list so that you can be in the first group. Okay. We'll let you know. brightbutterflynetwork.com or theempowermeshow.com, or sorry, theempowermeshow@gmail.com. Lots of ways. You can also contact Transformation Talk Radio and say, hey, I just heard that person, that lady named Pam, on the Empower Me show. She was talking about some program she's doing. We'll get you the information, okay? All right, so what else can I share with you? Let's give you some more cards, shall we? Let's give you some power of thought cards. Which one wants to speak to you now? And I have my friend Emily here that's going to help me to pick the card that is for all of us. Miss Emily, why don't you tell me when to stop?
Right there.
Right here. All right. So what does this one say? Oh, this is good. Okay, I am safe in the universe, and all life loves and supports me. I breathe in the fullness and richness of life. That's exactly what we were doing at the very beginning, using our breath to expand into the fullness of who we are, to inform us of what's available. I observe with joy as life abundantly supports me and supplies me with more good than I can ever imagine. Ooh-wee! That feels really nummy. Okay, so let's do that again. Use your breath and just breathe nice and deeply in from your belly. Imagine that your breath actually is coming from the earth, coming up through your legs, bottoms of your feet and into your legs, and then right into your belly. I breathe in the fullness and the richness of life. And you might want to even repeat that to yourself. I breathe in the fullness and richness of life. I observe with joy as life abundantly supports me. I observe with joy as life abundantly supports me and supplies me with more good than I can ever imagine. And supplies me with more good than I can ever imagine. Just allow that richness to come in fully now. Your breath is fully connected to the God source. If that word God triggers you, then replace it with something else. Maybe it's the light of the universe. Maybe it's the good in all of us. Maybe it's the master intelligence. Maybe it's your higher power. Whatever that term is for you, go ahead and use that now. I breathe in the fullness and richness of life. as the God of my understanding fully supports me. You are supported in every way, all the time. And if you are in a place where you're doubting that, and you are seeking someone who can mirror to you who you are at an alchemical level, at an inner soul level, then contact me, please, because I may be that person for you. I'd love to support you. Also, get on my mailing list. When you go to brightbutterflynetwork.com, my website is right there. And at the bottom of the first page, you will see the mailing list sign-up sheet. So when you do that, you'll automatically get put into the mailing list, and I will send you a channeled message. Channeled from the masters of the universe, who always give you exactly what you need at the time you need it. All right, so we now have gotten the beautiful higher soul, higher self, golden light card. We've gotten breathing in the fullness and richness of life and being safe in the universe. Right here. What else wants to happen for you, huh? All right, I'm going to share with you a little bit about my creation with Spirit Team. Okay. Spirit Team actually came in when I read this book called The MAP Co-Creative White Brotherhood Medical Assistance Program book. Whew, that's a big mouthful. The person's name who wrote the book, her name is Michelle Small Wright, Wright. And she is a person that cooperates with nature. They have a cooperative relationship together, which means that when she goes out into nature from wherever she is and she connects in with the plants, she connects in with the trees and the grasses, she connects in with the herbs of the earth, she's able to connect in with them energetically. And I don't know exactly how she does that, but I know that's what she does. That's her work. And she receives energetic information for how to help us. This is the book that she wrote to bring us together into the space of cooperation, cooperating with nature in all of its glory. So this is the time, and we can do this right now, whether it's a tree or it's a brook or the ocean or your favorite plant or flower, whatever it is that you connect to right now as I'm speaking, just go ahead and imagine yourself right there with it. You might even have a flower or a plant, or even maybe it's a fountain that's in front of you, a fountain with water trickling in it. And connect with it. Feel that synergy of connection between you and this life form. Because every living being, whether it be physical human or animal or tree or water, is living. It's a living being. Connect in with its essence. Ask it, what message do you have for me right now? And then as your third eye is now open to receive it, you might also receive it from your heart space. You can say, I am now ready to receive whatever you want to show me or tell me. If you have a question, you can ask the question. What do I need today? What would you like to show me today? Is there a specific food or drink that I need today? Is there a supplement that I need today? This is how nature connects to us, is through our telepathy, through our senses. So I immediately connected in with water, and I was shown again the crystal water. So I am to connect to crystals, put crystals in water and drink it. I've done this before, and that's been something that's been really helpful to get the intelligence of the crystal itself. So what is your information that you received? And Emily, you can do that as I'm speaking, and you can share with us if you would like to, what you received.
It's kind of funny. I also got water.
Ah, okay. All right. So water is wanting to connect to you. So you can ask the water, what is it that you want to tell me? Do I need it? Are you asking me to drink you? Do you need me to bathe in you? Do you want to take me to a waterfall? What is it that you want me to know?
Drink.
Drink me.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I started this. Obviously, this is something that the collective needs to hear now. Water is your conduit for your energy body. And so the more water that we drink, the more that our electromagnetic field gets taken care of. So as we drink water, our electrical system actually gets to reboot. It also assists every organ, every muscle, every cell, every vein, every orifice of our bodies. Everything that needs sustenance in our bodies requires water. So the more water we drink, the more we get information from the water itself, and the more that we get satiated. So it really, really helps us. I did not know this until I'm going to drink some water, by the way, right now. I was working with several different healers years ago, and they shared with me, they said, so let me ask you a question. Do you feel lethargic a lot of the time? And I said, well, yes. They said, do you feel like kind of like you're slumping and you don't really have the energy that you need? I said, well, yes. And then they went a little further and they said, do you feel like you kind of have a low-grade flu kind of all the time? And I went, oh my gosh, yes. What is that? They said, it's because you're not drinking enough water. Your body is dehydrated. And so I took it on. And every day now, you will see me with a water bottle. And I drink and drink and drink, and it's not all the time. I don't drink all the time, but when I don't, I can tell. It feels like something's missing. And so when I get that constant stream of water that I'm drinking, I noticed a big shift in my energy, in the way I felt about myself. I felt cleaner inside. I felt like I had more, my brain started working better. That's another thing that that needs water is your brain. If you want to jumpstart your brain, another thing that's connected to not enough water is headaches. So if you're not having a good day and you tend to get a lot of headaches, try drinking more water. You might find a shift in that. Now, I do know that as women, as the females of the planet, oftentimes our hormones get in the way and we end up with headaches quite a bit, or we feel lethargic, or we feel like something's off and moody, and the whole world of that. So that can also be helped with water. Whatever your situation is, water will help. Okay, and I recommend it highly. Let's see, any other thing that wants to happen right now? Let's ask. Okay, I'm seeing flowers. What is it about flowers? Okay, so the medical assistance program that I shared with you here, when I read her book, and it's an amazing book, and she has a whole system in there about creating a medical assistance program spirit team for yourself. What I heard is, oh, it goes way beyond that. It goes to us creating our spirit teams so that we can feel supported every day. So it's not just for our medical purposes, but it's actually for our entire lives. So if that's something that interests you, please contact me, because we definitely can get you hooked up with your own spirit team. It's a really fun process. I do it on Zoom, and I bring in the energetics. We get to work together to create that. I highly recommend it. You can purchase one on my website. You just go to activations and you look up Spirit Team Activation, and then you can purchase it right there, and we'll get you set up. We'll get you scheduled. It's really fun, and I can't wait to work with you with that. The other thing as we end here is I was shown flowers. So any of you who have heard of flower essences, that might be another really great support structure for you that are listening. Look up, you can Bach flower remedies. That's probably been around the longest of any of them. They will help you to balance out your body. Paralandra is the company that I connected to with Michelle. She has the group called Paralandra Products. Go to paralandra.com. That's PERELANDRA, I think. Paralandra.com, and she will set you up with flower essences for your body. Again, it will help you to adjust your body system so that you're more able to function in the world. That's what I'm all about, folks, is how are you going to be the best version of yourself to connect in with the world? On a soul level, your soul already has a plan laid out right in front of you for you to navigate, okay? Your soul will let you know what it has for you to do, but you need to ask. You need to ask. Say, hey, soul, what are we going to do today? And then soul will respond, but you need to listen, okay? It's really important that you listen. So according to my clock, it looks like we are about time to wind down. So in the last couple seconds, Emily, do you have a question or a comment before we end?
I just want to say happy spring, and I hope everyone does some good spring cleaning and has great cleansing.
Yes, I love that. Spring cleaning. It's time. It's time. It's time. This is the time to clean out the body, clean out the mind, clean out the spirit, clean out your house, clean out your essence. Let us help you. This is the time and place to do that. This show and all of the shows on Transformation Talk Radio can help you. You can go to Transformation Talk Radio. You can go to the Transformation Network. Wherever you can find us, we're here for you. There's programs 24 hours a day for you to connect to. We would love to help you in any way we can. We love you. We believe in you. This life is up to you, so make it a good one. Connect in anytime, anywhere. Your life is up to you. Many blessings, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you for listening to the Empower Me Show with Pam Bright on Transformation Talk Radio. Tune in to learn more about living a fully empowered life. Remember that your life is up to you, and you can choose the spiritual path you are on. There is spiritual energy and wisdom in everything and everyone around you. Listen carefully for what the universe is trying to tell you in every moment. You are already being guided along your journey. Call upon your spirit guides anytime you need help with anything. Know that you are safe in every moment, even if it seems that you are not. For more information about Pam Bright, visit brightbutterflyenterprises.com or email theempowermeshow@gmail.com. Thank you very much for listening. We hope to see you next week.